Canadian musician. We're here this time in a hallway in the downtown Toronto Marriott right by the Eaton Centre. It's Canadian Music Week 2014. Chris Cresswell from the Flatliners, and some solo stuff, eh?
Yeah.
We can chat about that too. Sure. It doesn't have to be all flat. Yeah, we're here. You guys were playing last night, the New Damage Showcase. Dead Language, latest record, is out on New Damage. We asked you this right when you had kind of made that agreement, and I'm just wondering, now that the album's out, you've been working with these guys for a while, how's that partnership still going?
Oh, it's been awesome. They're so great. It's been really cool to be a part of like a new label. They're like, everyone at the label is super hungry for everything, and we're really excited to be a part of it. It's nice we're young guys. We've been a band for 12 years, and we know what we want, we know what we don't want, we know what we want to go after, we know what we want to avoid, things like that. And like, they're just super supportive of everything we want to do, and they have great ideas, and they know what they're doing. Like, they're part of a great family, you know what I mean? Like the Bedlam Dynalone family, and like Richard at New Damage has been killing it, and he's a friend as well, so it's easy to approach him and work on stuff together, which is nice. Like, it's we've always had that relationship with like labels we work with in the past, and it's nice to see it continue in a really positive way at home. Yeah.
Wonder what these shirts look like next to each other. It's like, there's so many squares. I love it. 12 years. Yeah, you mentioned that. It's something I wanted to ask. Like Cancer Bats, friends, they were on the last album. Like Road Sick, their tune.
Yeah.
This Respirator. It's a common thing, like especially that punk rock lifestyle. You guys have been on the road a long time, and yet four Flatliners, same four Flatliners.
Totally.
And every time we catch up with you guys, I mean, it's always seem content. And so you were saying, like, you at the point now, you know what you like, what you don't like. Is it hard to phase you guys now, like living the lifestyle?
I don't know. It's definitely kind of strange being in that mentality of like knowing exactly where you are mentally with what you want to accomplish, because it's just kind of like, it's not like a trap, but like I feel like you kind of set these weird limitations sometimes until you get it on the road, I should say, and then you see it like right in front of you. Well, for instance, we went to Mexico earlier this year for a week of shows. It was insane. Like, it was just like, we were so far from home in a place where we never thought we'd ever get to go. I never really thought I'd make it to Mexico anyways, just in general, but we're there I'm there with my best friends playing music, and these kids are like singing along. They can, like, some of these kids could barely speak English, they could just speak Spanish, but they can sing our songs in English, and that kind of thing. It's super humbling and incredible. Like, it's nice to see that side of things, and you can really bring that home as well, and that's what just like always, it's like a constant kind of like refresher course. So like, like This Respirator and Road Sick and all that stuff, like, those songs are about being away from home so much, because there are people at home that everyone in every band misses, but they're also the same people that are super supportive of those people in those bands to follow their dreams and, accomplish what they want to do. Like, I guess everyone, the Cancer Bats dudes and all of us and all these bands, like, we just know that we didn't want to have a normal life, I guess. So that's kind of like the blessing and the curse all at once.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like you signed up for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Was it your first time in Mexico?
That was, yeah. Like a couple of guys had been there before, just like to vacation or whatever. Right. And like Paul's actually half Mexican. He has like family there and everything. And but yeah, John and I had never been, and we never played there, and we're gonna go back. It was cool. Yeah.
You guys have been at it for, well, we talked about that already, but I mean, Canada, US, they know you well, and the punk community is pretty tight-knit, that even someone that I think maybe hasn't sunk their teeth into the record, if you're a punk fan, Flatliners. But Mexico, I mean, was it the experience sort of like being able to play to a new room again and kind of have to win some people over? How was that for you?
It really reminded me of like the first time we went to Europe in a way. Okay. Obviously like a different setting, and like and there were a lot of like major differences you could notice right away, but just that weird brand new feeling all over again 12 years in, it was cool. Yeah, it was definitely really, like, shows were super gnarly and like sketchy, and like not like in a bad way, I just mean like people everywhere, kids jumping around everywhere. Like, it was cool. We definitely had to watch our teeth, and and like everyone wanted to sing along, which was rad. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. We were like, some of these kids can't even speak English, but this is crazy. They're singing along. I hope that doesn't come off as like a weird ignorant statement. I don't mean that at all. I just like it's so heartwarming to see that kind of thing.
You got to borrow the cliche, but like music as a universal language, right?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, so no, it was a really, really cool feeling to go there and do that.
I love that, refreshing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good.
I think every band needs that every now and then. You get some bands just get too comfortable. Years. Yeah, man, totally.
When we spoke around the time Dead Language was just about to drop, and I remember you saying that you think that when you look back at the back catalog, this is kind of the pinnacle. Like, this is the best mix of everything that we've done in the past with some new ideas. Do you still feel that way, especially now that the songs are road tested? Like, this is...
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Like, we played, even last night, we made a conscious effort to play a lot of the songs on the new record we haven't played live yet. Because for the last, I guess, however many months in September, it was a late night, so I'm not good at math right now. But since September, we've been playing like kind of the same cluster of songs off the new record, you know, to get them tight, you know, like road tested, as you said. But we kind of flipped it last night. It was fun. And it just like, even just like the first time we played like 4 or 5 of those songs, it feels good, man. It feels so good to play those songs. It feels good to play all the songs, but it's always exciting to play the new stuff, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Solo stuff.
Yeah,
fill us in a little bit. I know just starting to kind of trickle out, right?
It's just like, it's a whole new thing for me. I've been playing like acoustic shows for years, just like, kind of just like for fun, you know? And I had a few songs kicking around, and I never really had the intention of doing an album ever, to be honest. I don't know if that sounds dumb or not, but it never really crossed my mind fully. I felt like I was like, maybe I would like record a couple songs and release them as I went, you know? But last summer, Joey Cape from Lagwagon approached me when we played a show together in Toronto about this new idea he had to bring musicians to his home studio in San Francisco and record a 10-song album in a week. So he was the guy that convinced me to finally make an album. I never really thought of it until he was the guy. And he's like a hero of mine. And he's become a really good friend of mine the last couple of years. So, yeah, I went out there in February and lived with him for like 10 days. And we made a record. And we almost finished it in 5 days, which we were like psyched about. It was exhausting. It was fun. It's really mellow, but it was exhausting because I was the only one like playing and singing and whatever, like all day.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's going to just like come out digitally at first, like on his thing, on his label, 1 Week Records. And then after that, we're going to do a vinyl release at some point, like later, probably in the summer or something. So, yeah.
And what about in Flatsland? What's kind of on the horizon the next little bit?
We're going to tour. We got pretty exciting plans. Like, we're doing a tour in May, so later this month. Starts at Pouza Fest in Montreal, ends at Bloodfest in Michigan. It's with Junior Battles, a really good band from Toronto, and Direct Hit, a really great band who played last night. They're from Wisconsin. Really awesome band. That's about a week-long tour. It's nothing crazy. And then we go to Newfoundland in June, which we're really excited about. Never, ever been there. We've been trying to go there for years, and we've been hearing from people there for a long time.
Have a blast.
And I met a couple kids from Newfoundland last night, and they were like, they live here now, but I just like kind of, you know, got caught up on like what to expect and everything, and it sounds like it's going to be a blast. And then, yeah, we're playing a bunch of shows in Canada in June and July, and then we're going to Europe in August, just tour out the rest of the year, and then probably start. We've kind of like on our own secretly started writing, like, I mean, secretly from each other, like started writing like songs, you know? Because we never really write on the road. It's tough to like really. We'll all kind of just come up with little ideas here and there, and then piece it together as like a giant puzzle later. So that's kind of slowly begun. But we usually take 3 years between albums. So I'm hoping it won't be that long this time, but we'll see.
As am I. And East Coast on that tour.
Yeah.
I guess if Newfoundland, but South. That's too far for me. It's been way too long. When we were talking Mexico, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see these guys again.
It's been a long time. We're going to go, I think we're going to try to do the full Maritimes before the end of the year as well. We have to. It's been like 4 years. Yeah.
I'm stoked. So yeah, Chris Cresswell, the Flatliners, Dead Language, New Damage Records, and keep an eye for Chris's solo stuff. Joey Cape, that's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this, dude.
No worries. Thank you.